everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Kyra and I am here today to show you how I've got my witchy bullet journal set up for the month of January 2023. What the fuck? Alright, let's do this. I did do a video of the flip through of my introduction pages for 2023. You can check that out, linked up above in the cards. I am super excited. So I've got my beginning pages, and I'm really loving this feeling. I'm really loving how it looks. I'm loving the decoration. Oh my god, I can't talk. Y'all, it's morning. I'm tired. Whatever. I'm loving it, is the point. I didn't decide what to do for my quarterly trackers yet. That's okay. I'm loving it. I have filled in more things, and I figured out what this was. This is for tech rules. So we came up with some tech rules for the house. I still haven't finished this. And here we go. January. Ta-da! I did start this, get it done eventually. And then I started January here. I love the most when I have my pages. I love the most when my title page is on one page and you like open into January like it's its own little book. When it came time to set it up, I didn't want to do a different theme. I wanted to still enjoy this kind of theme and effect. So I decided to just let myself do that. But what I decided to do and what I'm going to try doing, hopefully I keep up with it. I really want there to be some more cohesion in my journals. Like, I want them to feel as like a cohesive, these are my journals for the year, but I also want them to be represented seasonally. So my plan is to continue with these same decorative elements, but add in some decorative elements to represent my card of the month and to represent the seasonal shifts, like I talked about in that video, which is linked above in the cards. Here I've got my dedication to winter. You see snow on the ground. There's a quote about winter. The moth is in its cocoon. In spring, it will look more like spring. The moth will be hatched, but not really doing anything. Something like that, right? I wanted, and I wanted it to be cohesive because I want it to be more representative of my journey through the year. And so I decided for the months to keep going with the theme, but to add elements. And my first card of the month is the Three of Swords. I didn't end up doing a video filming my predictions. I'm going to try and do that for February. Like to film myself doing February's predictions, because of the fact that when I did my predictions, it was the solstice. I was incredibly busy trying to get work done, so that way I could have more time with my family during the holidays, right? So, but I talked about that in my Year Ahead Spread video. You can check that out, linked up above in the cards as well. So, I happened to find the most perfect quote. And there's some symbolism in this that is very personal to me that I can't fully explain yet. I was scrolling through Facebook and I just saw this quote: "If you don't let the past die, it won't let you live." There was no attribution to it. I'll try and find one, but it was just like a black screen picture with white words on it that said, "If you don't let the past die, it won't let you live." And this was perfect for the Three of Swords, because what's really informed and helped to grow the way I read the Three of Swords was when I saw Lisa in, I think, a live members reading or a Troubleshooting the Tarot. Lisa's channel will be linked up above. She talked about Three of Swords is thinking about the ouchies. So it's like living in our wounds. It's living in our pain from the past instead of moving through it, kind of a thing. At least that is when it's shadowy. And overthinking about the pains. And it's like, it's the effort of like, you have the wound, it has scabbed over, but instead of letting the scab heal and fall off, you keep picking it, so it keeps scabbing, so it keeps bleeding, so yada yada. And on it goes. And it just so happens that there's been a lot this year of me realizing the ways in which I live that Three of Swords. That Three of Swords for me is the decan that my moon sign is in. And the moon is my chart ruler. That's a big fucking deal. And I'm tired of it. So I really wanted to give that feeling of like, I want it symbolized that feeling of like how I'm unintentionally holding myself smaller, how I'm unintentionally, like the unintentional pain I'm causing myself. Because if I accept and recognize that this is what I'm doing to myself, then I can start to release it. And I do plan to do some work. I've got some ritual planning I'm working on for it. So I've got the if you don't let the past die, it won't let you live. The word January, my word of the year, sovereign. I always put it on each page. I have the fireflies. I decided to draw it so you could like see the moth inside the cocoon. And then what I decided to do was have these vines. And the vines I won't fully explain because there's a personal thing going on. But the vines, the way I drew them now, it's like the vines, the thorns are stabbing in. So, and because the thorns are stabbing in, it's hurting the tree and the moth. It's causing pain. It's causing blood. So I do have the drips of blood. It's a little gruesome, sort of, depending, but I fucking love it. It's the idea being that like, it's not, I wasn't going for the idea of like the vines are bad. I was going for the idea of like the vines are being looked at as a bad thing, a thing to be struggled against, instead of accepted for the beauty of what they are. And so because the tree and the moth are struggling against the vines, it is causing pain. Not like moving with the vines. Anyways, at one point, I'll be able to explain more why that makes sense to me. Anywho, so there's my title page. I decided to do, so I have my sky weather check-in. So December's been weird. I am super loving. I really like, this is where December started. I have been enjoying the shit out of journaling. I didn't really do anything with this or with my 6th house day-to-day life, external health plans stuff. There was a lot of things I didn't do in my December. We did do these. That was great. So there's lots of stuff. So what I decided to do with this was I decided to just leave this open. I've got my sky weather stuff. I've got my 7th house relationship rating going on. And then I just left this open so I can do some journaling because I'm really enjoying the journaling aspect. What I have to stop doing, there's 2 things with journaling that I have to stop doing. And both of them have been kind of represented recently. One's in this journal that I'm going to talk to you about. I have to stop rushing into journaling ideas that aren't, I have to stop rushing into new journaling ideas that like seem really great on the surface, and I have to stop rushing. The other thing is I keep having a vague idea of things. Like, I want to have my sky weather here. I want to work with this in some way. And this in some way, but I don't know what I want to do to work on these things. And so I just come up with some sort of a haphazard idea. But I don't want to do that. So I think what I was thinking, because I truly don't remember, was I left this open, and I can just, I'm gonna just like journal about the sky weather, maybe journal some ideas of things I want to do. Don't know, but that's my sky weather check-in page. I have my month in tarot spread. I haven't been using the notes a lot, and that could just be because it's been quieter or whatnot. I don't know, or that it could be because I've been tarot journaling a lot. So I've got the place to write my tally mark. I've got a bigger space for each week, specifically because, and I always do it like, there's 5 weeks. There's not 5 full weeks in January, but I always pull for my week ahead on the Sunday. So there's 5 Sundays. I will pull for that week ahead. And because the week starts in January, if the week starts in the month, it goes here. So I have those to write down my illustrated herbiary, crystallary, and bestiary cards, which I pull every week, and my sovereign cards, which I'm going to be pulling, because I did get a deck for that. And then I have a smaller space down here so I can still write notes, but it's not like taking up the whole space. We decided to continue with our family adventures, so I just made it little fireflies. There's space for each to write something beside each firefly. So what we did last month was we sat down as a family. That's this spread. That's this spread. We sat down as a family and we came up with ideas of things we wanted to do together in the month. And we've done quite a few of them. It hasn't been perfect. That's fine. I love this. This is us actively working to spend more time together as a family, and that makes me extremely happy. I am going to count the Santa Claus Mayhem. We didn't quite finish the Santa Claus show, but we watched all 3 movies. So we're continuing this, and we all took turns. So I would suggest something, my wife would suggest something, my son would suggest something. So that way we're all represented, and it's not like any one of us dominates the ideas. There's things that I enjoy, there's things that my wife enjoys, there's things that my son enjoys, and those things that, like, none of them are things any of us hate, but like I might write like a ritual here, for example, and it's something I want to do, and it's something I want to do with my family. So I'm sharing of myself with my family too. So we have that. I love it. I have I've decided to just call this my calendar of remembering. So I track my cycle, I track my symptoms, I track just anything I want to remember. I write down if I started a new pen, so that way I can make sure, because I kill these pens really fast, and I'm forever trying to find the right pen. So y'all really helped me when I was trying to find the right pencil. So here's my pen issues. I love, unlike any other thing, I love the way felt tip pens use a clean black line. It's the black ink is black. I don't like when black ink is gray. It is black. It is a clear line, and it writes smooth. All of the pens I've tried, especially on this paper, so maybe I'll message Jessica and ask her. All of the pens I've tried, they skip. They don't bleed, but they skip. So they'll just like stop. Like now it seems fine. I really like this pen, but they skip, and then it's annoying, and I don't like it. So I'm forever trying to solve this pen thing. So if you're watching this and you use a notebook therapy, and what is your favorite kind of pen to use? And I will message Jessica Starr. I also wrote down like Zariah got just anything I need to keep track of, like, has it been enough time, right? Zariah got her second ear pierced and her belly button pierced. So I wrote those down. I wrote those down on the date in December. They're just quick things where I use this, I reference this to be like, okay, has enough time lapsed that I can take more medication? Has enough time lapsed that Zariah can take a bath with her piercings? Has enough, how long have I been thinking about this thing? How long did this pen last me? Is this a good candidate for a pen? Just kind of any kind of thing where I need to quickly jot down like, this happened, and I need to look back to see if the timing is making sense, kind of a thing. So I decided to just call it my calendar of remembering. Did have to make it a bit smaller because there's more, like there's 5 Sundays and then I do Monday starts. So I did have to do that. And then again, we have the moth with the vines. The rest of the logs, I just have the moths and the fireflies, my gratitude and victories, my Zariah and Cameron. I've kept them very much the way I have kept them this month, and I've really loved it. I'm almost out of room, so I might have to do just like 1 line a day, but I don't know that I'm going to do that because I'm feeling it more. Like, I don't want to just habitually write a gratitude. I want to feel the gratitude as I'm writing it. So if that means I run out of space, then that's fine. And then that's all I've got set up for now. But I want to talk to you about a couple other things. One, I am going to be setting up one more spread. I am a extremely proud badass unicorn member of Lisa's YouTube channel. I've been a badass unicorn from the moment, like, as soon as she released her membership, I hopped right the fuck on that train. And I love YouTube channel membership. It is such a fabulous way to support the creators we love. And most creators will put like a little tier of just like a support. Like I have it too, where it's just like, it's like $3 Canadian or something like that. It might be, I don't remember, but it's like, it's a minimal amount of money a month, and you get the emojis and you get the badge, but you get to show your support. You're saying like, I value what you do. And I love being a badass unicorn on Lisa's channel. It is so fabulous. And I am so excited because this year, where'd it go? Oh boy. My house is a mess. This year, one of the things she decided to do, which, like, when she was like, is this a good idea? I freaked out. I was like, oh my God, yes. The badass unicorns, I believe it is, get a self-worth. I don't remember. A badass unicorn's the top tier, so I get everything because I'm greedy. I love it. But one of the tiers gets self-worth Saturday things. And she decided, and everyone was on board with the idea, that in January, or starting in 2023, we all together are working through her self-worth path book. This is Lisa's book. There she is. Lisa is a fucking treasure in this community. She is my friend. I adore her work. I adore who she is as a person. She is a jewel. She is a treasure. So this is starting in January, and she hasn't released the first, like, what section of the book we're doing first. So I know you can see here, I have started this book before. I keep putting it down. It's intense work in here. This is not a light and fluffy book. I'm so excited to dig into this. And I'm so excited that I'll get to do it with my community. So I am going to be making a spread each month for the Self-Worth Path book club that I am doing as a very proud member of Lisa's YouTube channel. I highly recommend you check out Lisa's channel. Most of you here probably have, because she's my friend, so I talk about her, and I love her work, so I talk about her, right? But so I am going to be doing that. And then 2 other things I wanted to talk about. First, let's talk about this. Oh, I'm so frustrated. Let's talk about this. This is the other thing that in my journals that I have to stop doing. I'm frustrated at myself. So I am a member of the Circle of Kindreds, Jessica Starr's Facebook group. Jessica Starr of Jessica and the Moon. I'll link her channel up above. And someone started talking about these last 12 days from Boxing Day to January 6th, including those days being omen days. The idea, omens, they're omen days. The idea being that signs and symbols we get on those days, they each correspond to one day of the upcoming year. So December 26th represents January, and signs and symbols you get then represent that time. And I got really excited. And Jessica did a little workshop in the Facebook group, and I got super excited for that. I'm so frustrated at myself. So I did the first day, it was great. And then on the 27th, I just remembered I forgot my necklace. On the 27th, I had a really hard day. My brain was just not, I was overstimulated and overwhelmed, and just, like, nothing was working properly that day. And then this was for yesterday. I'm so upset because I keep doing this to myself. And what it is I keep doing is essentially biting off more than I can chew. And it's so funny because literally yesterday I saw a quote. It was a captain, it was a picture of Captain America from, like, the movie, where he's in that pose and he's like, so, you want to join the war or whatever. And it says, so, you started a really big commitment when you were manic. And manic is, being manic is when you're in, like, a state of mania. And the term mania and manic episode describe a state of mind characterized by high energy, excitement, and euphoria over a sustained period of time. So mania and manic comes with, like, there's several things. I believe. I know for sure bipolar is one of the things. I am not diagnosed bipolar. I don't believe I have bipolar. But the idea is, it's kind of like anxiety, in the fact that, like, everyone has moments where they experience anxiety. Having an anxiety disorder is a separate thing. In my personal opinion, I believe that people can experience things that present a lot like mania when they are autistic, which is my self-diagnosis while I pursue a professional diagnosis. Basically, what that thing I was saying was like, wow, you were feeling really, really great, and you decided to say yes to a big thing, a big commitment, while you were feeling really, really great. And the idea of that is, like, it always happens that there's a crash after. There's a crash when then you feel awful. And for various reasons, it just doesn't end up working. I do this to myself all the damned time. When I'm on a high, when I'm having a good day, when I'm having one of my really good days, I am unstoppable. And I burn myself out. So there are lots of things that I'll do, and then I'll hit a crash point, and it's like, nope. And this is one of those things. We did this, the workshop for this was on Boxing Day. It felt great. I didn't have a bunch of stuff going on. I wasn't very busy. I had lots of time, did the workshop, got super excited. To my credit, I did sit and watch and find out more of what was going on before I actually made these pages. And you know what? I'm going to save these pages. So I'm going to start chopping off. I want to save as many of these pages as possible. So I'm going to start chopping off these tabs, because I'm so mad, because this is my beautiful new notebook, and now it's like not. Now I've got all these pages that just aren't. So what happens is, I'll be in a really good mood. I'll be feeling really great. My brain will be working well. And I'll agree to something. And then reality sets in. And it's like, oh, wait, actually, I can't do that, because this requires a sustained effort that I cannot guarantee. Or other things. And that has happened a lot this year. This year has been kind of a reckoning for me of the state of my life, the state of my mental health, how I go about taking care of myself, how I need to take care of myself, how my needs are versus, like, I've been, like, reckoning all year. This year's been really fucking hard for me with the fantasy idea of who I am versus who I actually am. So this is the other journaling thing I have to stop doing. And this actually segues quite, because this, the problem with this is that this was me assuming, okay, I'm going to do this every single day for the next 12 days. I wasn't leaving myself any space for the fact that, and this, like, this is not an insignificant amount of work. I recorded the weather. I recorded the moon. I recorded the astrology. I recorded the omens. I recorded my dreams. I recorded how I was feeling. I recorded divinations. I did the Year in the Wildwood prompt. Those I still want to do. So maybe I'll just do those with these pages, and I'll go back and I'll do the Year in the Wildwood. I'm going to do those, because the Year in the Wildwood book does have In the back, they call them Daft Days, and it's journaling things. So I am still gonna, I do still want to go and do these. The great thing is, like, I can do these when I have time. I can do these when I have time and really dig into them. Originally, that was all I wanted to do for the Omen days. So, and then I got carried away. And I did not, once again, this is why I have repeat cards for 2023. I have not learned my lesson yet. I feel like I am now. When I built this, I assumed a lot about how I would be feeling every single day. And I've literally cut into my journal. This is not an insignificant amount of pages either. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 24 fucking pages that I have cut because at the time I was feeling great and I thought, I'm going to do this. And I didn't allow myself the space I need for the days when I'm not doing okay. Because there are a lot of days where I do not do okay. I'm always relatively safe. I struggle so damn much, and this year has really just shone a whole light on it. And for a while I got stuck in that struggle. I got stuck in that mindset of like, I'm just someone who struggles. I feel like I'm not in that place anymore because fuck that shit. Because not only have I really just been reckoning with how much I struggle, I've been reckoning with how much better quality I could have of life if I just fucking gave myself space. If I just fucking accommodated myself. I'm so mad at me right now. If I just accepted who I am and how my brain functions, if I just accepted the fact that I need my life to have room for those days where I can't function. Oh, 24 pages of my journal. Now cut. Now it doesn't look the same. Now it looks like they go here, but they don't. I'm grateful that I thought that I can use the Wildwood prompts, they're journaling prompts. I don't have to do them on the days listed, so I can use those for some of these pages. That'll be really good because I really did like it. Like the first one was looking at the Wanderer card, answering the question, how does faith play a role in my life in the coming year? So I really love those. This is the other thing in journaling I have to stop doing. I have to build things in a way, and this is evident in like other journaling things. I have to build things in a way that if I'm requiring myself to do it, the effort can be minimal. And I did this with my year ahead spread too. When I started to get really into my year ahead spread, there was like in 2020, when I pulled for 2021, I had a tarot. First, I started with a crystal, and then I started with an Oracle of the Radiant Sun card because this was before I got my Star Seeker tarot. Then I added an archetype card for each quarter of the year. Then I added a tarot card. Then I added an animal ally card. I had 5 things every month that I was supposed to look at. And it just got more and more and more. And I can't always maintain that. So what and the thing that makes the bullet journal really work for me is the fact that whatever space I'm in, I turn to a blank page and I have a blank slate for me to use. It always meets me where I am because it's a blank slate. That's the thing that I find truly beautiful about bullet journaling, about this idea of like you have a blank journal that you're creating it as you go. Because if I don't feel good, I don't have to. It's a blank page. It'll be there waiting for me when I'm ready. If I'm not feeling super creative, I can just scribble journal. If I'm feeling super creative, I can draw. That's what I really love about this. So, and like this, so this is a thing, like this is a thing I do every day. This does not take me long. This is all I have to do. It takes me a long time to set up. And then all I have to do every day is just fill in one little fucking square for each of the things. This becomes fairly automatic, right? And I've only kept it to things that like I actually need the information. But, and if I miss a day, it doesn't become a complete waste. It just means I didn't fill in one square, and then the next day I can do it again. So I really need to learn to be careful how I build my spreads, and to build them with that in mind of like, it needs to not haunt me if I don't fill it in. And so I want to end by talking about what I'm really loving about my journal for December. Because, oh boy, in December have I really been journaling a lot. Like, a ton. Here I am. I've got my spreads. So like here, I created a page in the hopes that maybe I'd have moments where I learned something about the chariot. And there is a couple. But I've got this whole fucking page. And now this whole page is empty. And if this feels like a waste to me. This feels like a waste to me. And so then what I started to do, I really started to lean in. So I'm all back in one journal. That's what I'm using for the year. So my tarot readings have come back in here. And here's another thing. I set this up and I'm just not using it. But this is part of a larger issue. Here's another thing. I set it up and I haven't done anything with it. I am really and have really gotten back into the idea of journaling how I like, I'm trying to think of the words to categorize it, but I've really gotten back. Here's my full moon spread. Love it. I've really gotten back to the idea of, here's another thing. This was yet another spread. My idea was to go through and look at all my readings I got from Lisa this year, because I do the monthly readings for the membership, and then I did get a couple readings and I wanted to collect all the messages, except And I started it on a day when I was feeling great, except I didn't think it through fully and conceptualize it. And then I started it on a day where I felt great. And then I did not feel great anymore, and this felt like too much work. And that's what I keep doing. I keep being like, I want to journal. Here's the thing I want to journal. Let me create this big elaborate thing because I'm going to journal about it for the next 5 years. I'm exaggerating, of course. But then the next day comes and I don't want to journal the same way. Where instead, I really need to get back to, I want to journal. Here's the thing I want to journal about it. Let's do it. Where I don't necessarily build it for, any whole specific time. Like I was doing that here too. I was trying to do a page a day. This day it felt great. I sat there, I did my like top thing. I wrote my tasks for the day. I did a moon return reading. I had some more tasks, and then I wrote about my day. Because I'm trying to find the way to do everything I want in my one journal. But then it didn't work here or here. And so here's another reading I did. I love this page. So I decided, here's another good example. Let me show you. So I worked on this with my members. I have started really working. I've started trying to reinvigorate how I work with my moon return. And I love how it's going. Oh my God. And I think I've talked about it. So for November, my November moon return went from November 20th to December 16th. I set this up. And I wanted to do this every single day. Every single day, I was going to come to my journal. I was going to do a little reading. Because I do love the idea of doing a daily tarot reading. I don't know if that's a practice that I'll ever be able to get to work for me. But that's an idea I love. So, and then I stopped, as you can see. I did not finish it. So then when it came time to do this moon return, I put my chart, I did my reading. And then I decided to do touchstone points where I would check in. And this has worked a lot better because when it comes to that time that I am ready to check in, I just do the page. Here's my dailies. Here's the day I decided to do my moon return reading. Here's the reading. And it looks how it looks. And that's really what it is that I've been doing. And then I've started doing these dailies where I have my information up here, which I really, really, really love. And then I have my tasks, and then with any room at the bottom, I write about my day. It's simple. It's manageable. And in the evening, if I don't feel like writing about the day, I don't. And then the next morning, usually I feel like writing about the day. Here's my new moon in Capricorn check-in. And see, even here, I was trying to like dig deeper with this. I'm still thinking of, like, I love the work I'm doing with my moon work, with the wisdom of the shadow and then the wisdom of the divine feminine. I love it. However, there's stuff going on with this. Here's another moon return check-in. It's just simple. And then here's today. Here's another moon return check-in. I was feeling good. I did a little doodle. And that's really what I'm doing, is I have to start meeting myself where I am, including with my journal. My journal holds an extremely important space in my life. It helps me feel calm. It helps me feel grounded. It is a creative outlet. It helps me remember the things I'm doing each day. Like currently I'm doing my journaling. I'm right on schedule. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm filming this video. My journal and me deserve to be treated better. And so what I'm really doing, and I'm working on how to do my actual like planning. I love having my daily task list so I can check things off, but when it comes to actually like conceptualizing my day, I'm really doing a lot of digital stuff for that. If it goes well for a while, I'll probably do a video on it. But it's just naturally happened this month that I started building my journal as I want, like traditional bullet journal style. The idea being, when you get an idea for a collection, you just turn to the next page, you do the thing you want to do. And that's really what I'm doing. So when I want to journal about the new moon, I'm just going to fucking journal about the new moon. I don't have to have one set spread. So I'm probably going to have to bring indexing back in, so I can find things. And I mean, that's okay with me. I love the way this is developed. Look at how many pages I've done this month. Like, this is December. This is November versus December. I've done so much journaling, and I love it. Yeah. I don't really know how to end this ramble. I've just been frustrated with me, but that's my journal for January and a bit of an update of what's going on in my journal. So yeah, I'm going to end this video here because I have other work to do today, and I will see you all again very soon. Lots of love. Bye.